magic, both beautiful and powerful, binds together our long history. That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts.
Hi everyone, our game, as you know, is called Magical Odyssey and is a role playing game developed in Unity using Universal Render Pipeline. This is what the startup menu screen looks like with three options: Play Game, Options, and Exit Game. Options at the start enables you to adjust the volume of the game. When the game starts, the player is seen receiving a letter from Hogwarts inviting him to attend the school and also has a list of supplies attached. Player will now prepare for his schooling. The game consists of 4 levels with an additional tutorial at the start. This is what it looks like. It starts off with a camera movement tutorial and a player movement tutorial after that. The control on the left hand side of the player is for the player movement. He can move in all 4 directions using this. The controls on the right hand side is for adjusting the camera movement and can move in all 4 directions. The whole environment is made to look like a dungeon in the basement with scanty lighting. The small jump button on the right hand side makes the player jump. He will pretty much find his way out of the dungeon and get teleported to the first level. This is him moving across the maze and that was him jumping. So we are here at the first level. We have 5 items that we need to collect. The player will walk towards the cauldron, the quill, the wand, the book and pick them up one by one. The cauldrons will be used by the player in his potions class. And as you can see, you can hear the footsteps of him walking across the road. The quill will be used by him for writing on parchments. The wand is an essential part of every student's list and will be used by the student to cast spells in level 3 and level 4, which we are about to see. The book represents all the different books that the player will use, like History of Magic, Standard Book of Spells, etc. The last item on our list is the broom, which will be used by the player to play Quidditch in level 2. So now we've reached the end of level 1. Here at the end of level 1, the player will be seen arriving at Hogwarts in a boat along with his fellow classmates. Hagrid, the gatekeeper, is also seen waiting to receive first year students. After reaching school, the player will get sorted into one of the 4 houses: Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw or Slytherin, based on the answer that he provides. We have created a dynamic interactive quiz consisting of 5 questions that go as follows. As you can see, our player got sorted into Gryffindor. After the player gets sorted and gets settled in, he has a harsh run-in with a member of the opposing house, which results into them turning into enemies. She then challenges him to showcase his Quidditch skills in order to prove the worthiness of his house. This is them just exchanging a couple of dialogues. So this is the player going towards level 2 now. In this level, the player's aim will be to score 500 points in 30 seconds by throwing quaffles through the hoops. The hoops are guarded by Dementors who make it difficult for the player to score. The power bar at the left side of the screen lets the player adjust the intensity with which the quaffle is thrown. There's a timer at the top left hand corner of the screen and a score counter at the top right hand corner. There's a throw button that enables the user to throw the quaffle whenever he wants. As you can see, we've already won this level. Yay! There's a short dialogue exchange between our player and his rival Pansy Parkinson that has the rival challenging our player for the final dueling battle. The player will then enter a maze inside the Forbidden Forest of Hogwarts to learn advanced spells that will help him defeat Pansy Parkinson. This is just a small dialogue exchange going on. Here we are at level 3. This is what the environment of level 3 looks like. Once the player enters the maze, he is supposed to collect the spell orbs. So each spell orb is made using particle dynamics. The movement is again controlled using the camera and movement controls on the screen. So that is a spell orb, and once he collects it, a pop-up explaining what the spell is about comes up on the screen. This, as you can see, is Expecto Patronum, one of the 2 shielding charms that we will be using. While navigating further, the player will bump into obstacles, which he will get rid of. This one, as you can see, is a very dangerous spider and very hard to get rid of. But a player does that in a jiffy. He will move further through the maze in search of more spell orbs. This, as you can see, is a spell orb representing Stupefy, a stunning spell which is also a very powerful attack spell. Finding his way through the maze is challenging, but our character is powering through. He can reach quite a couple of dead ends, but that's okay. Here is another dangerous obstacle, a Dementor, which is the hardest to get rid of, but not so much for our character. The dangerous noise in the background, as you can see, this is another spell orb called Protego, which just like Expecto Patronum is another shielding charm. This noise, as you can see, is made by Peeves the Poltergeist, who is known for his notorious acts. Expelliarmus is one of the most pivotal spells that we are going to use going forward in level 4 to defeat our enemy. We've collected all the 4 spell orbs that we need and are now going forward into level 4. For this level, we've tried to recreate the Great Hall that is actually featured in the Harry Potter movies. As you can see, Harry's rival Pansy is waiting in the Great Hall for the duel to begin. The dialogue exchange at the start of level 4 has the characters getting into the spirit of dueling. The game starts off by our character making the first move by selecting one of the spell cards out of the 5 displayed on the screen. For the sake of the live demo, however, we have limited this level to just 2 rounds, with 5 spells cast in each level. However, the game can be further developed to have any number of rounds. The rival will make her move at the same time, and depending on the spell cast, scores for both the player and the rival will get updated. The cards have been randomly assigned to both of them and they will now start playing. The first one was an attack spell for us, and that resulted in us losing 20 points. The second one was yet another attack spell. Here we are now, having a shielding charm protecting us from our opponent's attack charm. This is a healing charm, which results in us getting extra 10 points. This is round 2 and we now have 5 more rounds of dueling. So our player went for the healing charm first. This is another protective charm that we used to shield us against the enemy's attack. We now have 2 attack cards left. So yay, we won. After both the rounds have been completed, there is another dialogue exchange between both the players at the end of level 4, where they realize that Pansy might also be a worthy addition to Dumbledore's army. So they keep their differences aside and Pansy gets recruited into Dumbledore's army. Hence, peace is established between both the houses.